Hi Leo, welcome to your new moon in Aries reading for March 21st, 2023. It's 2 weeks that begins a new cycle for you, and you have the Strength card as a theme for that cycle, which is very Leo-esque as far as I'm concerned, because it is associated with Leo. And so it's about ego, it's about harnessing the ego, it is about taming the ego, it's about inner strength, it's about healing and courage. It's a wonderful card. The card, this particular card says yes, so maybe there's an yes answer to you, but it is inner strength and courage, and becoming internally strong. Great. And taming the beast within. All right, so let's see how that affects your coming 2 weeks. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So there is a change. This is a shift. If you're at the bottom of the wheel, you move to the top. If you're at the top, you could move to the bottom. However, the wheel just keeps on turning. So it is fortune. It's a change of fortune. Possibly from a difficult period where you felt like you had to defend yourself every step of the way. Your ideas, your plans, your passions, your health. But this is somebody who is very much on the defensive, and they've been through a lot. This is, they call the walking wounded card. But the thing with Leo is they are pretty dramatic people, so you can kind of blow things up too. And it's not that you don't feel it, you're not pretending, but on an internal level you can really exaggerate and exacerbate a situation. And that's why the Strength card is about finding courage and taming that drama. And that's why there's a lot of Leos that are actors and entertainers. They know how to make things big. You know, when you're on stage, you have to have big eyes and big gestures and a louder voice. You make everything a little bit bigger and a little more dramatic so the people in the back can can see as well, you know? And so sometimes it's helpful and sometimes it isn't. Just like everything. But there is a change of fortune, a change of luck coming for you. Okay? So this is what's being started at this time. You're behaving as a Queen of Pentacles. So this is my Aquarius card. This is my New Age healer, but she takes practical steps. Very practical person. So what I mean by New Age healer is she could be a nutritionist. She could find herbal remedies. An acupuncturist, a gardener. Do you know what I mean? And know what foods are good for you, what aren't. That's what I mean by nutritionist. Aquarius is often a astrologer. So it's that kind of energy, but it is definitely somebody who takes very practical steps to their life. And it's also a very good card in the fact that they usually get what they want, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, and a King of Wands, so you're two people. The King of Wands is my Aries card. This is a pioneer. So you could be pioneering a new practical implementing a new practical healing modality for yourself or for other people. Could be one of the scenarios, is one of the things I'm picking up here. But there is a very pioneering energy with it. So you're going to maybe start something that other people aren't aware of, or it's not mainstream. But there's still some very practical measures with it. with the Queen of Pentacles. The King of Wands is more your own energy. So this is somebody who is fiery. They have mastered their passions. And so it is very possible that you take very practical measures to master your passion. We'll get some more info on that. 2 court cards don't give me a lot of information other than how you're going to be behaving in the next 2 weeks. All right, and what does that do for you then? As a result, you can have some choices abound and maybe a bit of confusion where those choices are concerned. Those are the 7 cups are the 7 planets that have something to offer you. Each one has something to offer you. It could be that the planets in play are causing some confusion. There could be a lot of things going on right now, a lot of scenarios, and you have to choose or prioritize situations. But it also says, if you have choice, what does the heart want? Nice. Along with that, you have the Ace of Swords. Really nice. That's my yes card. So yes, twice here. It's clarity. It's taking action, and it's taking proper action. It is the Triumph and Security card. It is the Excalibur, where truth reigns supreme. You must be truthful to yourself, to others, to the scenario. You have to be truthful in order to be in order to win. Okay? The Ace of Swords is the beginning of an action that you're going to take. But if you remember, the aces hold, it's like a seed, it holds all the entire 1 through 10 cycle in one sword, right? So you have it all in your hands. And it does mean, though, that it is the beginning of action. And action, actually every ace has its challenge and reward, right? So, but I would say that the swords are probably one of the more difficult ones. That and the cups, the water, your emotional and your mental life, right? And the Ace of Swords is your mental world, but you can really get a handle on that. You can get a handle on any confusion because you will have clarity in confusing choices or in confusing situations. There'll be clarity. I like that for you. It's also yes and triumph and security. Because it's the Excalibur card, only the true can wield the sword. And that's why I say you have to be true, you have to be honest, you have to be true to yourself, but you have to be honest. Honest to yourself and honest to the other people that may be involved. This just dropped. The sword cuts both ways. Okay, so with kindness or with cruelty. Okay, so you have the King of Swords here. There's a lot of people involved or in play, a lot of personalities. This King of Swords is the master of his thinking, and he wields that sword. He's the type of person that can carry that sword, and I know people like this. This is my Libra card. It's justice, right? But there's a sharpness to it. So there's a sharp mind, but there's also a sharp tongue. Maybe not as much as the Queen of Swords. She is the sharpest and doesn't really care who she hurts as long as she speaks her truth. The King of Swords is very similar to that. He is rational and logical, and everything else is left on the side. Rationality and mental clarity is his thing, and it's very difficult for you to try to reason this person into another way of thinking. They really believe what they believe, and they kind of stick to their guns, and I think that's why we have this card here. Because he's been through the battle, he's had the experience of it, and he can defend himself against even a King of Swords, or this is the King of Swords that's defending himself. Either way, through your experience, through the experience of that you've had, you know your truth. I'll put it that way. Okay. And same if it's somebody else. If you are not the King of Swords, you're not behaving like the King of Swords, and you need to defend yourself against this person. Now, this can also be the law. Military, the police, lawyers, justice, right? The King of Swords is justice, and so you may have to defend yourself against someone or something. That's also a possibility here for some. General reading. World. So there's a lot happening out there in the world, and you could be involved in some of it, or it could just be affecting you. This is a cycle that is coming to a close. We've just finished, or we're about to finish, a 30-year cycle, so that's a pretty big cycle. But there are several in play, so it could be even something bigger. And almost on to the next cycle, but we are waiting. There's little things that we have to do. So let's say this is the graduation card, which it is. You still have to go through the ceremony. And it's like the ceremony with the cap and gown and whatever, and then you are finished. But those little things that you have to sort of clear up before you move on to the next big cycle. Yeah. And then a tower moment, an aha moment, epiphanies, things that kind of come out of nowhere, a little bit of unexpected or shocking situation. Again, with the world there's a lot happening. So things could be a little bit shocking in the next 2 weeks. But you have that clarity there. You have the Ace of Swords. For me, that trumps even the Tower card, because you can take action with truth. I don't think that the Tower card is bad, other than the fact that it comes as a bit of a shock or something you weren't expecting. It is something that frees you up. It's something that releases you from a situation that you had no business in, or that was not solid, wasn't built on solid ground, and gives you the opportunity to rebuild. Gives you the opportunity to rebuild on stronger, steadier ground, on the truth. And that's okay. So let's get what Spirit wants you to know. You have the Hanged Man. All right, so things are not quite in your hands just yet, or there may be a few things that are not in your hands. This is the bigger hand steering your situation, which in this case I feel like is worldly events, bigger events. So you may be connected to that somehow, or it could be putting a hold on some of those things. But like I said, the World card is a protective spiritual box. So in the time of waiting, in the time of sacrifice, right? Because you're sacrificing your energy to understand a perspective better, differently. Again, this is a little more indecision, and so you may need to take some time or some time out to assess the situation, or for it to come back around for you. I definitely feel like you need a rest, because I'm feeling quite tired. I'm feeling a little bit mentally tired as I'm doing your reading, so I can feel that sort of energy draining a little bit. And you could probably use a timeout. But this is also indecision, and it goes along well with that Seven of Cups. But I do, again, think that you will get that perspective probably towards the end of the 2 weeks. And things may start moving again for you then. And in the meantime, you have opportunity to see things from another perspective, and that's that Ace of Swords, the clarity card that comes in. Okay. I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Thanks for listening. I do dailies. Talk to you soon. Bye.